Hey guys, I'm Kalila or Kali, and welcome to the KopyKali Knitting Podcast #1. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So I am primarily a knit vlogger, so I just like vlog, record myself in like different locations, just knitting and doing updates on the projects that I'm working on and stuff. But it's not like long form content. It's just like clips here, clips there, stuff like that. And I used to crochet. I used to do crochet vlogs and videos, but then I learned how to knit 6 months ago. So August 2021, I learned how to knit and I have not looked back ever since. Okay, I have been knitting. I have not crocheted since then, which is crazy because before then I was just like focused on crocheting, but I think I didn't know how to knit, okay? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was so difficult, so hard. And since I know how to crochet, I was like, okay, let me try to take crochet and try to make it knit-like. But since I learned how to knit, like my goal was to make things look knit-like. And now that I know how to knit, I don't have to worry about trying to crochet things to make it look knit because I can just knit, you know? So that's why I really haven't been crocheting a lot. People have been asking me, are you gonna crochet? Are you gonna crochet? I will explain more like later in the video. But I wanted to start a podcast on my channel as well as doing my vlogs, but primarily a podcast because I feel like it's a great way to get into the knitting community and meet new people. I have been watching so many knitting podcasts. Like, if you're on my Instagram, you guys know I am obsessed with knitting podcasts, and I wanted to join in on the podcast. I did do like videos that are kind of podcast like for my members, but members, I will have a different perk for you guys, okay? Don't worry. And also, what else? I need to look at my notes, hold on. One more thing, since I will still be doing other knitting type content on my channel besides podcasts, I will have a playlist that specifically says knitting podcasts so that you guys are able to just, if you just want to watch the podcast, then you can go to that playlist and just like go through that instead of going through my channel and trying to figure out which one is a podcast and which one isn't. Okay, so let's get started. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. First, let's talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing It's Not a Sweatshirt by Knitting for Olive. I completed it last month. It took me like a week and 5 days to complete. I know, I like zoomed through it, but I was monogamously knitting on it, so I was able to complete it very quickly. And I knit the size small. It has some ease, but it has less ease than I like in a sweater, but I knew how it was going to turn out because I saw the fit on other people and I was like, okay, so this is not really an oversized type fit. And yeah, it fits nicely. It was my first time doing German short rows. Oh my gosh. Crazy how it like lifts the back and then like oh my gosh, I was in awe. Okay, so last month was my first time doing German short rows and it was great. It was nice. And this was my 8th sweater. I'm currently knitting on my 9th sweater in 6 months, which sounds crazy to me, but I'm obsessed with sweaters. Okay, like obsessed. But yeah, I knitted this in, I'll put up a picture so you guys can see. I used the Wandering Flocks hand-dyed yarn. It is called Holograph Dreams, and it is a single ply yarn. I didn't know what it was called. I was like, why isn't, it's not twisted or anything. I could not figure it out. So one of my comments told me it's single ply, and I was like, I'm in heaven because it is so fluffy. Like, single ply is just so thick and nice. Like, it's not thick as in, it's a fingering weight yarn, so it's not like thick, but compared to other like plied yarns and tightly plied yarns, it is just like fluffy, squishy, like a marshmallow. Like, it's not fluffy as in fuzzy, but fluffy as in like marshmallow fluff. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I'm not really someone who's into variegated yarns. I prefer tonals where it's not like a full color, but it changes slightly. I love those kind of hand-dyed yarns, so those are mainly what I prefer to get. But when I first started getting hand-dyed yarns last year, I went crazy getting like different variegateds and stuff. because I was just like, oh my gosh, yarn. I got into wool last year as well. And I was just like, whoa, let me get some hand dyed, let me get some this, and it went crazy. But this one is so nicely, lightly variegated, so I'm in love with it. And I'm not usually someone who goes for like bright colors, even though if you see what I knit, you'll be like, but you knit stuff in like very different colors. I try to stay away from just plain colors like neutrals and stuff, because that's mainly what I'm attracted to. But if I only get those yarns, I will only knit in those yarns, and I don't want to do that, you know. I want to spice things up, so I purposely buy yarns that I know I wouldn't gravitate to and try to get those so that I can expand my palette, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, I'm being rambly. I used the Wandering Flocks yarn. I used 2.5 skeins of 400 yards, and also paired it with Knitting for Olive's Mohair Soft Peach. I love that mohair. Oh my gosh, Knitting for Olive's mohair, so beautiful, so nice. So now let's get into what I completed for this month, basically, because this is the end of the month. This is the end of February, and I got 2 things done. And 2 small things done. I looked back and I was like, what the heck did I do this month? I was doing nothing, because I only have 2 small projects done, but I have a ton of whips, okay? More whips than I ever imagined that I would ever have, okay? Did that make sense? Anyway, more than I thought I would ever have. And I think it's because December I did Vlogmas, vlogged every single day for 25 days, crazy. I took a week break off from filming and stuff, but not really from crafting. And in January, I pumped out like 3 sweaters. And so February, I feel like my brain was tired. And so I did not knit that much this month. I was like, it's sock month. I did 1 pair of socks. And I just wanted to chill. So this was my chill month, because next month is going to be crazy. But let's get into what I finished. So sorry, I kicked my camera. The first thing I finished was this bag. It looks like, oh my gosh, have I seen that yarn before? Yeah, I used the leftovers of this yarn and made a bag. I ran out of the skein, so I used some leftovers of some sock yarn. No, it's not sock yarn, just fingering weight yarn that I had. And I just finished it off with the bottom, and I decided to use it to also make the ties of the bag. It is called the Kalila Sock Bag by Alexandra's Garn, my dear friend here. She also podcasts. Her name is Alexandra's Garn on here on YouTube and on Instagram, so go check her out. Her videos are awesome, okay? But she named her first pattern after me. So sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm still not over that. And this is the bag. It's a project bag, so you can put your socks in it and stuff. It's not lined, but it is pretty sturdy and pretty, like, not holey or anything. So I think I could still store stuff in here. She sent me the first one, or I don't know if this is the first one she made, but she mailed me the one that she made, and this is it. Oh my gosh, this looks so nice. And it's also lined. Let me show you. See, lined very nicely. I do have a project in here. It's actually a hat project that is in here, but it is such a good pattern. It's free. You can find it on Ravelry at Alexandra's Garn if you want to check it out. I did a mini cal, just having fun, and in my Discord so many people showed their projects, and it's just so nice. It's so nice to like knit the same things with people, and just like, it's like a community. I just love it so much. So the next project that I finished for this month were socks. I know, these look so long, right? Yeah, we're a size 10 in women, so my feet are pretty big. But these are just plain vanilla socks with the heel flap and gusset and Kitchener toe. And I used the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla sock pattern. It is so perfect, so nice. The yarn that I used is, I started this the day before Christmas, and I finished it last week, sometime recently. I've been wearing them every single day, and I took them off my feet last night, and I was like, okay, you can't wear these tomorrow because they have to look nice and presentable on camera. So I was gonna wear them today, but I needed to show you guys. So these are my vanilla socks. The yarn I use is a hand-dyed yarn from Teeny Button. It's called Christmas Tree Farm, and it is superwash merino, nylon, and stellina. If you know, stellina makes this like, it's like this glittery type of look. I don't know if you can see it in here, but stellina is like it's like a glitter. So I guess there's a strand of some glittery, shiny yarn going through it. But this is my third pair of socks that I've ever made. The first one I made, I wore them so much. They have holes in them now, and it's not holes that like, oh yeah, the stitch just like opened up. No, it's like shredded through. And I think it's because the yarn I use doesn't have nylon. I didn't realize it didn't have nylon until I looked back, and I was like, wait a second, I don't think these have nylon. I've been wearing them in my shoes and everything. Bro, I tore them up. But listen, they're loved. I don't care that they have holes. I will still wear them, okay? And the second pair of socks that I made, I messed up. I knit an inch and a half less than I needed, and I already started decreasing for the toe, and I didn't measure as I went, and I went to put it against my foot, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is small. So I just made the second sock the same way, the second like pair, and I gave it to my younger sister who has smaller feet than me. And here's my third pair. But that is all that I did for this month. I actually feel fine about how much I got done this month because I feel like I actually gave myself a little break. So now next month I'm about to go crazy with the projects, but only because I'm gonna be doing some gift knitting. I'm gonna be doing some tutorials and patterns and stuff. So those projects will mainly revolve around that. So it's not like I'm just gonna be like, oh my gosh, sweater. No, it's mainly like work, gift, work type of thing. Anyway, what do I move on to next? I think whips. Let's talk about whips. Let's talk about whips, baby. Okay, the first whip that I think I have 6 whips, so bear with me. The first whip that I have is this sweater here. It is a black sweater. This is my first time using black, and it's easy. I've seen so many people say using black yarn is annoying and stuff because you can't see your stitches, and I'm like, how? The stitches are on the needles, you can't really miss them. I know, like, if you're crocheting, good luck because you have to actually create a stitch each time, but with knitting, all the stitches are already on the needles, so you don't really need to see stitches unless you're using black yarn and doing some kind of intricate stitch, which, why would you do intricate stitches with black yarn? You won't be able to see it anyway, you know? I'm sorry. Is that judgmental? Wait, I need to get the yarn for this so I can show you guys. But yeah, this project is actually not for me. It is a gift knit that I am working on, and I'm using Wool Ease by Lion Brand. And it is a worsted weight yarn. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So acrylic wool blend. I'm not really a fan of acrylic, which is why I got a wool acrylic blend. And I'm using it because it is a gift, and I want to be able to, I want the person to be able to wash it and dry it without worries, you know, because I feel like people who aren't in the fiber community or like, you know, knit or crochet clothing won't really want to take the time to hand wash stuff. So I wanted to make sure that it will feel good, but also be able to be washed in a washer and dried in a dryer. So this is so soft. It gives you that wool feel, but with the lightness of acrylic, because acrylic is a, camera turned off, but acrylic is a very, very light kind of fabric. Like, it creates a light fabric. So I think the wool just gives it a nice density, and I love that. So I'm actually this is just a plain raglan sweater, and I'm going to be doing duplicate stitching on this. I haven't done duplicate stitch before, but I have watched many tutorials on it, so I'm hoping that I am able to execute it in the way that I want. I'm going to be designing a picture and then putting it on here. So good luck to me. I want to have this finished like the first week of March so that I can start duplicate stitching, and so I can be able to send this to the person that it is meant for, or who it is meant for. All right, what's next? Let's see. Let's talk about this one. This project, I haven't even touched. I haven't touched it all month. When was the last time I touched it? I do not know. But I am working on, well, I have on my needles, this whip here. This is the Camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I'm actually turning it into a dress, a summer dress. So I'm using Pure Silk by Knitting for Olive. It is this very light fingering yarn, and it is loosely plied. You can literally like split these plies. I think it's 3 ply. Yeah, 3 plies. Very loosely, very, very loosely wound, but it is so nice to the touch. I love it so much. I'm using 3mm needles. Wait, is it 3? Let me see. Where do I see? Oh, yes, it is 3mm needles. These are ChiaoGoo needles. I love them so much. They're so nice. I'm not really a fan of metal needles, but I think it's only because I don't like my stitches slipping and sliding all the time, because I like to control my stitches, and I think it's fine with this. I actually do like it. But I'm going to turn this into a dress. As you can see, it is not even looking like a shirt yet, or a tank top, or a camisole yet, because it is on 3mm needles, single-stranded fingering. It is going to take a while. I started this in December. I haven't worked on it much, but I want to have it done by like August, September time. Maybe in time for my birthday, which is September 12th. So I'm giving myself all year to work on this, and I think I will pick this back up in April, because March is going to be too busy, way too busy, and I want to like solely focus on this dress so that I can, you know, put in a lot of hours on it so that it can start looking like a dress. But yeah, it's going to be a long dress, like down past my knees type of dress. I want it to be like a summery spring dress, but I think it's going to be more like summer. But I don't mind finishing it all the way in like September, because it is hot here. I live in Southern California, and it didn't start getting cold until December. So I think I can still wear a summery knit dress all the way until like December. So, okay, the next whip is this project. Also, this project bag is from The Love Stitch. She has a podcast on here. Is it The Love Stitch Knits podcast? And this is a bucket bag. It is so cute. Oh my gosh. I also got her yarn. She started hand dyeing yarn. So beautiful. Anyway, this is the next whip. I have been working on this on and off. It is a self-drafted beanie, so no pattern for it, but I am working on it. I'm going to make it like a tube, like a super long tube, and try to like stuff it in itself and see how that goes, because I'm trying to make some very beginner friendly patterns, and this is one of them. I am using Wool Ease by Lion Brand, just like for that black sweater. It is, like I said before, it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. And for the things that I like to experiment on, I like to use acrylic yarns so that I don't use my nice yarns. Not saying acrylic is not nice, but I don't like the feel of acrylic, and I feel like acrylic is more disposable than the yarns that I usually purchase, because a lot of the yarns that I get are like very like higher priced than acrylic yarns. So I would rather frog back and mess up like an acrylic blend than my wool yarns. But also I want to have a nice knitting experience, so I do get the wool acrylic blend so that I can still get that wool feel, even though it doesn't really feel like wool, but still it's better than just full acrylic. These are my Lick Needles. Yeah, these are my Lick Needles. What size is this? I think it's a size 5.5. Yeah, size 5.5 or US 9. I don't ever use the US terms. I don't get those. But look at these stitch markers, first of all. They are so freaking cute. They're from Winnie Jo Fiber Co. on Instagram. And yeah, I'm just trying to work up this beanie. I want to finish it this month because I want to make like a detailed tutorial on it, and it's going to be part of this kit that I'm working on for beginners. So we shall see how that goes. I'm excited though. I'm really excited to continue making some beginner stuff. Like I'm gonna be making beginner crochet stuff, and by beginner I mean like never picked up a crochet hook, never picked up a needle. So beginner crochet patterns and beginner knit patterns. But in March I will elaborate more on that. So that is the what was that? 1, 2, that was the third one. So the next one that I have for is, oh wait, also this is another project bag from the Love Stitch, and I got them together because I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I can get this for my socks and beanies, and I can get this. I didn't realize this one was very big. I can literally fit my sweaters in here, like the beginning of a sweater until like the yoke. That's how much I can fit in here. And in this project bag is a bandana. Yes, it is a very huge bandana. This is called the Dima's Bandana by Dima Knitwear, and I'm trying to get my yarn to be untangled. Okay, hold on. Just a second. Let's do this. Oh, that. Okay, perfect. I think perfect. Yeah, perfect enough. But yeah, this is the pattern so far. I haven't gotten that far into it, or at least it doesn't look like it because stockinette curls up. These are my Knit Picks needles. I'm using a size, what size is this? Size 4mm needles. And if you recognize the yarn, it's because I had a whole skein, full skein left over from this. I didn't expect to use that little yarn for this sweatshirt, for this sweater. It's not a sweatshirt by Knitting for Olive. And so I had a full skein left, and I caked it up and I was like, let me make a bandana. I freaking love bandanas, and I'm making the biggest size so I can like tie it on my neck or tie it around my head or tie it around my head this way, and it'll be so cute and so versatile, and it'll be nice to like match bandanas with my different projects. I think that'll be so cute. But yeah, I'm using this, and so it's the Wandering Flock and then the Soft Peach Mohair. I ordered more of this mohair because originally this mohair was supposed to go with another yarn, and I decided last minute to pair these two together. So I bought more of this so that I can have more for the bandana and also for another project that I have in mind. But I always have like two small projects, a sock project and a hat project or beanie project. And I think now I will start to have bandana projects on the needles as well, because I will be using the bandanas, and also I love I just love having small things to just de-stress my mind from like big projects, aka sweaters. And it's just a nice in-between project. And I think I will continue to have those on the needles. I don't know how long they will take to knit because I don't knit it like in one fell swoop, if that makes sense. I just take it, knit it, put it on the side, go back to my main project, put my main project down, go back to it. So I don't know when I'll be done with that. I don't think I'll be done with a lot of these until like April time, but we will see. So the next project that I have on the needles is in this project bag, which my friend Alexandra from Alexandra's Garn knit up for me. It is something I casted on last night, last minute, because I was like, oh my gosh, I want a beanie. And I'll tell you why. So before this, I was working on the Oslo hat by Petite Knit, and I ended up frogging it because I didn't have enough yarn. I was 99% of the way through with it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have enough yarn. So I frogged it, and I didn't look at how much yarn I needed. I was just like, you know what? Let me try this out. The good thing is all of the techniques that I was nervous to do, I got through them. And so I was really on just the easy part. So now I know for next time how to actually construct the Oslo hat, because I was very intimidated by it, but now I'm not. So I actually feel great. I feel fine that I frogged it. So instead of going a route where I have no clue what I'm doing, I decided to cast on another beanie using the same yarn. This is the yarn. Oh, so freaking beautiful. It is a hand-dyed yarn from Explorer Knits and Fibers. I love Explorer Knits. She was the first person I bought hand-dyed yarn from. And it is her Rockies DK weight base. And it is 100% superwash merino. I love superwash merino. I know a lot of people dislike it, but I love it. And I also love non-superwash. So I'm like obsessed with all yarns. I love the super scratchy, rough, like I want to feel it on my skin yarns. And I also like the nice superwash smooth yarns. Yeah, I just love it all. And it's 274 yards, 100 grams. And the name is called Scruff. So cute. And this is the yarn that I used to do the Oslo hat, and I frogged it, caked it back up, and I cast it on the classic, what's it called? Classic, oh my gosh, classic rib hat by Pearl Soho. I think that's what it's called. And first of all, look at the stitch marker. I got it yesterday. Like, it came in the mail yesterday. It's from Strange Bun. I think that's their name. But anyway, I casted this on last night because I kept looking at the yarn and I was like, I want to do a beanie. Like, I plan to have a beanie this month and I wanted it so badly. So I was like, you know what? Let me just cast it on. It looks so tiny. I'm doing the adult small because last time I did a Pro Soho hat, I did the watch cap. That thing was huge. After I blocked it, I was like, what the heck? I did the adult, what did I do? The adult small or something? I don't know. It was just humongous. So I was like, okay, maybe if I do this one, and I've seen how the adult small looks on other people. So I was like, oh my gosh, let me do that because it seems like it will fit my head this time. My sister, Kahila, she Crochet with K on YouTube, check her out. She actually started it, and then I saw Rebecca, I saw her do one, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is a sign for me to do this classic. Oh, and also Kate, Red Door Fiber Studios, she was doing one too, and I was like, you know what? It's a classic rib hat cast on party, okay? But yeah, so this is what I casted on last night. I want to finish it by tomorrow. I am almost halfway through, and I'm like, I think I can finish this before the month is over. It could be my third finished project, you know? It is working up so quickly, and I'm using 3.25 millimeter needles. That's the recommended needles. And also, these are bamboo needles. These are Clover's Takumi needles. I will show you. It's a new acquisition, so I'll show you in the acquisition section. But they're bamboo needles, and they are so freaking nice. Also, I didn't know Clover was a Japanese brand. Someone in my comments told me that. Because I was like, Takumi? I was like, that sounds Japanese. And someone's like, it is. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, anyway. I am going to work on this today, okay, after I edit this video, because I feel like this is going to be a long video to edit for sure, because I ramble a lot. And hopefully you're still keeping up, you know? But we love long videos anyway. Who am I kidding? There's no such thing as talking too much. All right. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. The last project is something I'm so excited for. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me take it out of the bag. I am holding it in this bag. Yeah, I forget this cuts off. But yeah, I'm holding it in this bag. I have a bunch of enamel pins on it. And, all right, which one is the front? Okay. The back. All right, this is the front. But this is the caramel sweater by Petite Knit. It is a high turtleneck. Oh my gosh. I just imagined it finished. This is going to be so nice and chic and beautiful. But first of all, can we just appreciate this color? Okay, it is a nice lavender color. The yarns are Sunday by Sandus Garn, the Petite Knit one, and where's the knit? I need one with a label on it. Yes, Tin Silk Mohair by Sandus Garn. What color is this? Does this have the color name or number? Let's see. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh. Yes. Wait. I don't know what these numbers mean, though. Their numbers right there. Boom. I don't know if that's the one, but... Oh, color. Okay. There it is, I think. Yeah. But these are lavender, nice colors. And actually, this yarn came all the way from Sweden because my friend Alexandra, of course, from Alexandra's Garn, mailed me a sweater quantity of these yarns. Ah! Oh my gosh. This is the most beautiful combination on the face of the planet. So Sunday is 100% merino wool. And it's not superwash or anything. And then this one is, this mohair is silk mohair and wool. Oh, crazy. It is so soft. This is the softest mohair I've used so far, like feeling wise. I don't know how it feels on my skin yet, but I think it rivals Knitting for Olive. The only thing is it's not as fluffy as the other mohairs that I've used. Like Knitting for Olive, I swear I have to take fluff off of me. But this one is not that fluffy. I think because of the wool in it. It tones down the fluff factor. But it is fine, okay? Totally fine. I casted this on like 5 days ago or so, but I didn't work on it like yesterday. I am halfway through the yoke, so it still needs to get bigger. But I'm so excited to work on this. I actually casted this on because I was like in a rut, kind of. I was demotivated. I was like, oh my gosh. I think because I wasn't knitting anything for myself really. And by not knitting anything for myself, I think my brain was just thinking about like all the gift knits that I have to do. And just, I mean, I don't have to do, but all of the things that I plan to knit for other people. And I was just like, but I'm not doing anything for myself. And I don't count socks because no one can see socks because I always have shoes on, but not in house. But like, you know, no one sees socks. You see sweaters. Like, you know, it's on me. You see sweaters. And so then I was like, you know what? And let me just cast on a caramel sweater. I had already planned to knit the caramel sweater. Alexandra and I actually planned to knit it, and we accidentally started it at the same time, which is so crazy, but so cool. Like, our frequencies are just on the same page, okay? But yeah, I I'm so happy working on this. I got past the difficult part, which is the German short rows. So my second time working German short rows and a different pattern. So easy. So freaking easy. I like the way Petite Knit explains her things in her patterns, so I knew I was going to have a good time. And so now I just have a sea of stockinettes. Beautiful, beautiful stockinette. And it's raglan, of course, but you know, that's easy. Raglan is so freaking easy. And I'm also using the Takumi Clover bamboo needles on this as well. And it's so perfect. This is like the perfect project to just ease your mind. It's so simple. I would say it is beginner friendly. You just have to know how to do German short rows and that's it. Oh my gosh, another thing, my battery is about to die. So let me change that and then I will get into acquisitions. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for acquisitions. Okay. Let me change the battery. Okay, I hope nothing changed. So the first things, I think these will be a combination of like late January and then February acquisitions. So in 2021, I was like, 2022, I'm not buying yarn at all. Yeah. Lies. Okay, let's just get that out the way first of all. But the first yarns that I got were my Wool Ease yarns. So I went to Michael's and I was like, I snatched them right up. I got this color in a sweaters quantity. And I also got this color in a sweaters quantity because I will be making some patterns this month. So easy crochet sweater pattern and a flat knit sweater patterns for people who have not picked up a crochet hook or a knitting needle. And I'm making kits and that is a lot of, that has a lot of, how do you say, there's a lot of information behind that, which I'm not going to get into, but I did get these yarns so that I could make some test sweaters so that I can make tutorials and stuff with them. So this isn't for me, it's for the people who will be getting these patterns. So this is an acquisition that's just like a, yeah, okay, yeah, it's a work acquisition, you know? So that is it. I have a box here. Oof. And let's talk about first the yarns that I got in the mail from Alexandra. And bro, I have mentioned Alexandra's name so many times, you know, she might as well be a co-host of this podcast. But go watch her podcast. I'll put her stuff down below, okay? I already did it, but I'm doing it again because I'm talking about her again, so you should go and watch her stuff, okay? But anyway, she sent me a package of yarn and we do like yarn swaps and stuff. Like I sent her like a package of yarn, she sends me yarn. So it's just like, it's a mutual thing. And she lives all the way in Sweden. So, you know, it takes a while sometimes for the yarns to get to us, but it's a surprise each time. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And so the first thing that I want to show is this hand-dyed sock set from Fru Valborg, and she is a Swedish indie dyer, and this is 75% merino superwash, 25% nylon, and 425 meters, 100 grams. Oh my gosh, beautiful. This is like such a spring set, like so perfect, so beautiful. I don't care for variegated yarns for sweaters, but for socks and hats, oh my gosh. I want all of the variegation, okay? All of them. I literally love variegated yarns for socks and hats because I feel like with accessories and stuff, you can really go crazy. And yeah, anyway, the next yarns that she sent me are these Viking garns, or Viking garns as we say in English, you know? And it is an alpaca yarn. Can you see the fluff, the fuzz coming off of this? If you can't, then imagine it. Because it is beautiful, okay? It is, where is it? Yes, it is 40% superfine alpaca, 40% merino wool, and 20% nylon. So also, this could be a sock yarn, but I'm not using it for a sock. This is going to be a beanie yarn. A beanie yarn? This is going to be a beanie. I'm going to alternate the skein, so I'm gonna do like a color blocking striped type of beanie. When? I don't know, but I know this is like on the upcoming, like when I finish this beanie, this will probably be next, okay? It's so nice. The next yarns that she got me, I think this is the last one. I think these are the last ones, yes. Are Perfect by Sadness Garn. These are DK weight socks, and they are 80% wool and 20% nylon. So they're sock yarns, and we're going to do the Sunday socks together. So she sent me this so that I could do the Sunday socks, which I'm so excited about because I'm gonna be doing more Sunday socks besides this one. This one will be for me. Sunday socks for me. This is gonna be my first time using this yarn, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, so freaking excited. Let me put this box down. The next yarns that I got recently, I purchased it from Kopy because I saw the Sunday socks and I was like, these are kind of unisex, so I can make some more socks as a gift. So these will be gifts. These are not for me. I got 3 different colors. I got blue because I had to. Blue's my favorite color. I don't care if it's for someone else. I love blue, and they're gonna love blue too. And then I got black, and then I got this golden yellow color. This is Rainbow Sock Wool 8-ply. So it's a DK weight yarn because I'm gonna make the Sunday socks. I'm gonna make 3 pairs. This is for next month, so woo! This is gonna be the sock that's on my needles for me, and then I'll do these. But should I do these first, the gift knits first, and then make one for me?
Yes.
Oh,
sorry. Yes.
My sister appeared out of nowhere.
You didn't hear me?
No.
Oh,
Okay, but yeah. You said what? Make mine first?
No,
Make the gift ones first, right? Yeah, get it right. Okay, see? So I'll make these first, 3 pairs. They're gonna be on 4mm needles, so I'm sure they will go by very quickly. So I'll make these first, and then I will make my socks. Because, you know, that makes so much sense. Then I can chill. I don't have to worry about gift knitting again. And it's just like, yeah, very nice. I need some petroleum jelly. Hold on. Because my lips are crying from all of this talking. I'm surprised I don't need water yet. Anyway, the next yarn that I got is, well, let's talk about this one first. I got this yarn. It is a sock set. This is my first time seeing a sock set that has like 2 different minis with it, which is so cool. But this was a pre-order from Treehouse Knits. It was the it was the Coco collection, you know, Coco like the movie, and it was for Halloween. But this is a 2-ply sock set, 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, 560 yards. What the heck? There's yarn all over my nose. I'm like trying to get it off. Okay, yeah, 560 yards, 140 grams, and holy, okay, this is crazy, but I am in love with these colors. Like I said, I love variegated yarns for my socks. Oh my gosh, beautiful. The next yarn that I got was from Red Door Fiber Studio. It is a club yarn. So some indie dyers do clubs where you get a mystery skein of yarn. Each month you can get like fingering, worsted, whatever. I got worsted hand-dyed yarn for the first time. If you don't know me, I don't do anything bigger than like DK. So the fact that I got worsted is crazy. Also, it's because, bro, I was trying to get a sock set and I didn't have my information plugged in, so I had to do all my information. It's like limited. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I tried to get sock set, sold out. Fingering, sold out. DK, sold out. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, let me get worsted. Dude, as soon as I got worsted, I refreshed it, got it, and it was sold out. I was like, oh, I got it just in time. But yeah, this is by Red Door Fiber Studio, Kate, and this is called Misty Step. It is classic worsted, 100% superwash merino, 220 yards, and I'm gonna make a beanie with this. I'm getting these clubs because I want to make beanies or socks with them, and oh my gosh, it is so pretty. It just reminds me of like a stormy day, and I'm just like, I wish we had more of those here. I miss seeing rain weekly, okay? Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like people who live in places where it rains a lot, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish the sun was out more, no rain. And now the sun is out here all the time. I'm just like, I miss the rain. Oh, I miss the rain, but it's okay. The next yarn that I got is the February Club, which came so quickly, like, oh my gosh. But if you are getting her clubs and you haven't seen the February Club colorway yet, skip. I don't know where to, but like, skip. Maybe I'll put a timestamp here if I remember. So just like close your eyes. Okay, sorry, but this is it. This is also Red Door Fiber Studio, and this is called Rage and Reckless. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love red. I'm obsessed with red colors, reddish, you know, the darkish burgundy-ish colors. And I need to stop buying yarn in those colors, but I can't. And I refuse to stop. But this mini is also so cute. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it is a classic sock. I got a sock set. I was on that website in 2 seconds, okay? 2 seconds. 75-25, superwash merino, nylon, 423 yards is the big one, and then the 20 grams skein is 93 yards. So I am so happy. I cannot wait to make socks out of this. I have so many sock sets, like, it's gonna last me a while, but you know what? I'd rather have too many sock sets than none. And this came in the mail yesterday, 2 days ago? No, yesterday? I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. And also from Red Door Fiber Studios, I ordered 24 skeins of yarn from her for my birthday. It was a birthday splurge, okay? I was just like, it's my birthday, so I'm going to spend some money, okay? And I got 24 skeins of yarn, so I got 6 sweater quantities. And so she's been hand dyeing them since September, and I haven't gotten mine yet. Mine's a huge order, but she sent one of the sweater quantities that she was able to do with it. Oh my gosh. And let me just show you guys. Okay, it's the Akatar collection. Love it. But I got all tonals because, you know, I don't care for variegated, so all of the sweater quantities are tonals. Oh my gosh, this colorway is so beautiful. It's so juicy, you know, like it's such a nice berry color. And let me just tell you, the specs, I always call it the specs. It's classic fingering, 100% superwash merino. You guys know I love superwash, okay? Like, superwash is great for me. The colorway is Fire Drake, and this is, I don't know if you can see, this is Amren's colorway. If you've read the Akatar series, you know who Amren is, and this is her colorway, her tonal. And oh my gosh, do I know what I'm gonna knit with this? No, I bought this yarn with no intention of knowing what I'm going to knit with it. I just wanted it because at that time I was transitioning from acrylic yarn to natural yarns, and I was just like, and I was first introduced to indie dyers when I was looking for wool, so I was like, oh, let me buy as much as possible to start my stash, because my sisters and I, we sold all of our acrylic yarns, so we had no stash anymore to crochet anything with. So we decided to just go on a binge and buy as much yarn as possible to fill up a stash and then figure out what we're gonna make later. And because we crocheted, we made our own patterns. So we didn't think about like what patterns we're going to figure out and use with it, because it was going to be random anyway. It was going to be up in the air. But at that time that I ordered, I just learned to knit. So I was like, wait a second, I can just knit with these yarns. And at that time, I didn't really know a lot of designers, so I just have a bunch of yarn coming in. I don't care that I don't have anything to knit with it. I buy yarn because I think it's pretty, and then I figure out what I'm gonna do later with it for most of the time. No, not for most of the time. For 5% of the time, it's I'm just gonna buy this yarn because it's cute and I know I'm gonna use it anyway. And if I'm not gonna use it, I will give it to someone. And the 95% of the time, it's I want to make this project and I'm gonna buy this yarn for it. So, well, now, okay, now that I have completed my stash, what is next? Okay, first. Ooh, I have another acquisition. Oh wait, I have more. I forgot. I was like, I swore I had more yarn. So let me put these back in here so that I can make space. Okay, I have like a box and I just put some yarns. I put the yarns in it so that I don't have to go and search for anything else. Okay, let's where do I put this? Let's put it here. Okay, the next yarns that I got because well, first, they're cones, okay? Cones. Woolly Knit and Host yarn. Host super soft yarn. And I heard about Woolly Knit because I watched Inga Knitting Traditions and she gets a lot of cones and my stomach is growling. And she talked about Woolly Knit and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Like, I love the idea of not breaking my yarn to make a sweater, and it looked so nice and rustic and I just wanted to like smell it because, you know, there's still like spinning oils and it still smells sheepy and stuff. And like, I am so on the opposite sides of the spectrum because like I love the superwash, the nice non-itchy scratchy yarns, but also I love the ones where it's like it feels like it's prickles on your skin. I love it. I love it so much. So she talked about Woolly Knit. I was like, oh my gosh, Kahila. I think my camera's about to stop recording. Yeah, it stopped. Anyway, I was like, Kahila, my twin sister, Kahila, who interrupted me earlier. Yeah, I was like, dude, Inga is talking about this site called Woolly Knit and she gets cones and it's like such good prices and stuff. And so she looked it up and she bought 2 cones from them, the British wool, and just to test to see. And then it came in very quickly. We were surprised because it's in the UK and all of the yarns that we get now are overseas. We don't ever get yarn in America unless it's hand-dyed yarn because America does not have a selection of yarns unless it's like in a local yarn shop. And yeah, anyway, so she got the yarns and they came in and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I planned to get them and I was just browsing through yada yada, and then I found Rebecca. Oh, I freaking love her podcast. I binged the crap out of her podcast. Anyway, and she talked about Woolly Knit. And I was like, you know what? It's a sign. It's a sign that I need to get Woolly Knit, okay? So I had a bunch of stuff in my cart, and every time I tried to get a quote for shipping, I'll get the quote back. Yeah, that wasn't a problem. And then one of the yarns that I wanted is sold out. It happened so many times, so I was like, you know what? Let me chill. Let me wait. And then Rebecca did a collaboration with Woolly Knit and had a code, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can use the code, buy some cones. And the same thing happened again. A lot of yarns that I wanted sold out like the next day because I'll do the quote and then I wouldn't get an email until the next day because when I would order it, it's like nighttime in the UK or whatever. So by the time I was checking out, the yarn was sold out. But finally, I was able to get some yarns. So I got 3 cones. 3 cones. Hold on. Okay. The first cone that I got is this one. Yeah! I'm sorry. I sniff my yarn like I'm a legit yarn addict. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Okay. It is Woolly Knit's yarn. It is British wool and 500 grams. All of the cones are 500 grams, which is insane. It's like what? 2,300 meters or something. I could be wrong, but you can literally get like a sweater quantity and then some, or 2 sweater quantities if you knit something small. And oh my gosh, I am obsessed with gray, green, and red. My sisters and I were talking the other day and we were talking about like the colors we like, and we literally said gray, green, and red like at the same time. And we're like, we're obsessed with those colors, we realized. So like this steel, smoky type of gray. What is this gray called? It's called steel. Steel gray. I mean, it doesn't say gray, but it's steel and it's gray. It's so nice. It smells so good. Okay, I'm sorry. The next yarn that I got is this one. This is also a 500 gram cone. All of the cones I got are 500 grams. And this is Casset Red. Casset? Is that how it's pronounced? Casset? Anyway, this nice red. It's so bright in camera, but it's more burgundy-ish. Like, it's bright, but it's not that bright. It's not berry bright. It's like a burgundy type. And it's like heathered a little bit. You can't really tell here, but it has like darker spots and stuff where it's giving a wannabe heathered look. So 1 and 2 cones. The third cone that I got from Woolly Knits is this green one. What is this called? Sage green. Beautiful. Now for this color, I actually had this color in mind because I wanted to match it with the mohair that I've had in stash for so long. You know, the rave when everyone was going crazy over Dusty Artichoke? Yeah, I had a stash of Dusty Artichoke and I've had it for so long. And I was like, you know what? Let me get a cone to match it. I didn't realize it would match this nicely. Okay, let me show you. Boom. Oh my gosh. You cannot tell me that this is not the most perfect match on the face of the planet, okay? Like, what? Which tells me that the pictures on the website are actually very true to color. Like, because I chose this because I'm like, okay, this looks like it will match this. Like, I held this up and I was like, yeah, this is the color. Yeah, that's the color. This is perfect. So that's the reason why I got this one specifically. The other two, listen, I bought them because I wanted cones. I want to start my cone stash. And I'm just, it's just, oh gosh, I love them so much. Editing Kalila coming in to say, I also have this cone. It is this pink cone. What is it called? Pink Rose. Yeah. I'm checking my stash and I realized I forgot about this. So I have 4 Woolly Knit cones that I got and 1 host. So yeah. Now I have another cone, but this cone is actually from Host. I got a Host Super Soft. Gosh, Host Super Soft yarn. Also, if you're in America, like me, and you want to get Woolly Knit, I would suggest saving some cash, some monies, because shipping is no joke. I think I pay like 35 pounds for shipping, which I don't care because the only thing I care about when it comes to prices is what does the total amount say. But I know that shipping is like a big deal for people. So the cones, yes, are very good prices, but the shipping, it's crazy if you get more than 1 cone. I got 3 cones and that package was heavy, okay? The shipping is warranted because these are heavy cones and, you know, it makes sense why the shipping is the way it is, but I don't care. I don't care about the shipping. I'll pay any shipping. It doesn't matter to me. But I know to a lot of people, 35 pounds of shipping is crazy. What is that in USD? I don't know, but I know it's a lot. But no, actually, let me see what it is in USD. 35 pounds, it was like $35.99 or something. 35.99 pounds to USD. That's $48. Yeah. But anyway, I got this whole scarf. Oh, sorry. I keep going back and forth, but I used the code Craybear20. I think it's Craybear20. And also, it came in 5 days. 5 days, okay? That shipping was worth it, let me tell you. Okay, anyway, I got this from Host. Host Garn. It is the Host Super Soft one, and it is 100% wool, and its color is Glacier. So freaking pretty. Also, another color that I love is blue, because blue is my favorite color. So you'll always see me, geez, I just hit myself. You'll always see me get blue. You'll always see me get gray, red, and green. So blue, red, green, and gray. Those are like my top 4 colors that I love. I love any blue, it doesn't matter. I love like steel gray, heathered gray. I love a nice burgundy heathered red. I love a nice sagey green or forest green. Oh my gosh, forest green, beautiful. But yeah, I don't know what kind of palette that is, but that's what I like. And this is so nice. I think this is another 500 gram cone. It doesn't say, but I think it's 500 grams. It is very small. It is very, no, big compared. Oh no, these are like the same size. This one is bigger than all my other ones. I think it's just spun looser, but like, see how this looks bigger. But also this is like tapered and this is like not. I think it's because when it's spun around, it's just straight, and this one is like, it has a shape to it. But this is my current cone collection. Let me get the other one. My 4 cones. These are the only cones that I have. But also remember, I'm just now getting into natural fibers and stuff, so I'm just trying to fill up my stash. So what the I'm trying to fill up my stash so that I have yarn to like choose from, pick from, so I don't have to like keep, every time I have a project, I'm like, okay, I need to buy this yarn or I need to buy that yarn. I like having a stash. I don't like having leftover stuff, but also there are so many smaller projects that I love doing that I use up my scraps anyway. So now the next acquisition, this is going into my plans for next month as well, because I have some plans, but I can only choose one. So since next month I'm going to be working on a lot of different patterns and tutorials and stuff for the kits that I'm creating, I can't really make a lot of stuff for myself, and also gifts. So like a lot of work stuff and gift knits. So I can't really make a lot of stuff for myself. And also I have the caramel sweater on the needles, which means that will take up like a week and a half of next month. So I can't really cast on another big project or many big projects, but I do want to cast on another one. Okay, it will be after I finish the caramel sweater. I don't like having big projects for myself on the needles at the same time. I can only have like 1 big project and like 2 small projects. And if I have 2 big projects, I have to have like 1 or 2 small projects. Like I just can't have more than like 2 big projects at the same time. It gets overwhelming. I don't like flip-flopping between big projects. Small projects are fine because they get done quickly, but I like to keep like 1 sweater on the needles. Anyway, let me get the yarns. So the first one, Alexandra and I, here she goes again. Alexandra and I want to learn a lot of new techniques this year. That's our goal for the year. So far, we've learned how to do German short rows. And then next, you know, would be like cables and all of that stuff. I bought the first sweater by Lizzie, Hive Knits. Podcast is amazing. And I got this from Knit Yarns, knit.co.uk, Simona. And I got a sweater quantity to make the first sweater, but I don't know when I will make the first sweater, because I have 3 options. I have 3 things that I can make, and all of them have techniques that I am new to, that are new to me. So this one is going to be like the half fisherman rib stitch. I read through the pattern. The first time I read through the pattern, I felt so overwhelmed. I had to step back. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? It is written so beautifully. I could understand everything. There were some techniques that I needed to look up and learn. Easy. What really got me was the continue in the pattern type of blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, no one's holding my hand anymore. So, oh, let me tell you the yarn that I got. I got Arvetta Classic yarn. It is a fingering weight yarn. It's 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon. And let me tell you, I am basically a superwash connoisseur, okay? And this is the wooliest, softest superwash yarn I have ever felt in my life, okay? Let me tell you. This, like, it feels like superwash. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't feel like superwash. It just feels like soft wool, you know? But I guess if you're used to using like non-superwash wools, you'll know like, oh yeah, this feels like superwash. But like compared to superwash I use, it just, oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. It's so soft. And then I'm using Tin Silk Mohair, which I know that I love now because I'm using it for my caramel sweater. And this color is 810. If you can see that. No, it's not gonna let you. Okay, color 810. This color is 3554, so 3554. But yeah, so one of the options for my plans for March, after I finish the caramel sweater, is the first sweater. I'll put up a picture and stuff and everything. The first sweater by Hive Knits. Okay. The next one is the terrazzo sweater by Petite Knit. And Petite Knit uses Noro yarn, which is that's what this is. That's what this is, Noro yarn, but this is a DK weight. She used a fingering and a mohair together, and I think I can just use the DK weight and be fine. And what did she use? What was Noro yarn? Noro Silk Garden Solo or something like that. So that's the fingering version, and it has so many techniques that I have not done before. I read through the pattern and I was just like, yeah, no. But then I'm also like, Kalila, you got to learn new stuff, okay? You can't just do plain stockinette, you know, top down and no other kind of crazy construction patterns, you know? But this is the Kakigori yarn. And if I do the terrazzo sweater, then I can just use one strand of this. I have four skeins of this. This is 600 meters. It is 200 grams and it has 600 meters. So I have 4 balls of 600 meters. Crazy. And it is 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose, and 10% polyamide. Wow, this is such a weird combination. But look at that yarn. Oh my gosh. It's so nice. The colors are so great. This is going to be so beautiful. But yeah, the terrazzo sweater, I'll put up a picture. That is another option because it is something that's going to get my brain moving, you know? And the last one is the April cardigan. Now, I have not knit a cardigan before at all. So the whole thing of making a cardigan is going to be new to me, okay? I know how to knit sweaters, top down, yada yada, but I have not knit a cardigan before. And I am leaning more toward this. And I'm kind of excited because I want to do the first sweater so badly, but I don't know if I want to do it right away. But that's still an option. And the April cardigan I'm going to make in this yarn. This is Lover by Sorella. It is a fingering weight yarn, classic sock, 100% superwash merino wool, 438 yards. And oh my gosh, first of all, this is so beautiful. I know this is like variegated, but it's not like, I like yarns like this where the colors are like blocks instead of, where's a variegated yarn? Over here. Okay, yeah, this one is good. Instead of like this where the colors are just like overlapping and all over the place, these ones, you know, you can see specifically blue, pink, whatever this light blue is, and just like it's not all together. I don't want to say muddied because this isn't muddied. My camera's about to shut off again. Gosh. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I just love the way this looks, okay? And I have 6 skeins of these. And my first thought was to double strand them and use it to make the April cardigan. But then I realized I have yarn on the way, and the mohair that I used for this sweater, the Soft Peach by Knitting for Olive, I originally bought that yarn to pair with this. And I did it because I saw this color in it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pair it with it. I still want to pair it with it because now I realize, wait a second, that yarn is coming in. I can use it to make the April cardigan with it instead of double stranding this. And then whatever I have left over of this, I can make the Friday slipover because Alexandra was making the Friday slipover and it looks so nice. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done broken red before. I haven't done a sweater vest like top down before. So That will be so much fun to do, so cool to do. So yeah, April cardigan. I'll put up a picture. It's so pretty. You know, it's supposed to be springtime, so I think that would be very perfect to use. And these are very bright colors, springy colors, and I just think it'll be perfect. I have enough yarn, and I think I got 6 skeins of mohair, but I'll be using one of them for the bandana, so I'll have 5 skeins, which should still be enough because that's a sweater's quantity. And oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about my needles that I got in the acquisitions part. So the last thing we'll talk about are these Takumi Clover needles that I got this week. These are bamboo needles. These are my 3rd set of needles of interchangeables, and I'm obsessed. I have another needle set coming in, the Lika Cypra needles, the copper needles. I think those will be the last needles I buy for like a while. But I always wanted to try bamboo needles, and I got these. They are so nice. What I really love about them is that it comes with a cord to make a 16-inch circular without it being short tips, like without the tips being short. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so freaking cool. And it makes so many different sizes that I don't have. Like it makes like a 29-inch, 48-inch, 36-inch or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, that is so weird and so different. But what I love the most is that it makes a 16-inch circular. So I'm like, these bad boys were worth it. And also, oh my gosh, I just lost a thought. Okay, circulars. Also, yes, these are light. Are bamboo needles in general just very light because of bamboo? Because these are so freaking light. Like holding it compared to my Lika needles or my Knit Picks needles, it is so airy and light. I don't have a problem with that at all. I do prefer my needles to have some weight to them because I feel like I don't know, I just love feeling everything that I knit. I'm a process knitter mainly. Like I love the finished projects. Like I love the finished project and just like, oh, nice. But I'm someone who enjoys the process of knitting more than the finished project of knitting. And the yarn is what usually makes my experience, and the needles. And knitting with heavy needles just makes me, it just does something to my heart. It just makes me feel so good. It's so weird, but that's just it. But using these bamboo needles, they are so nice. Like it literally feels like wood. You know, the Lika needles, they're wood. I think they're driftwood or birchwood. One of those. And they feel nice. They're nice and smooth, but they don't feel like I just picked up a branch, you know? And then the Knit Picks needles, they're wood as well, but they have like this coating over it. It's like laminated or something. And so they don't really feel like wood. But the bamboo needles, dude, it's like someone picked up a stick and sanded it down and gave it to you and said, hey, knit with this. That's what that feels like. But it's also soft and smooth. Like it's smooth. There are no kinks. You don't have to sand them down or anything. It is very, very nice. So if you're looking for some nicely priced needles, I got them on Amazon for like $84. So that is very, 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 very nice. Why did I say very that many times? It's a very nice set and a very good affordable set for anyone who is looking for some interchangeable needles to get. I highly recommend that. I'm using it for my hat. I'm using it for my caramel sweater. It's beautiful. It's nice. And you don't have to worry about getting shorties because you can make 16 inches with that. The only thing, let me show you. The only thing that I do not like about this, let me get a bigger one, is that you just screw it on. And that's it. Like no keyhole to like put it through and like tighten it more. You just have to, you know, tighten it as much as you can and pray that it doesn't undo. I did have some, like when I was knitting on my, was it my sweater? What was it? I forgot. But when I was knitting with these needles, I looked at the join and I did see it unscrew a little bit, but you just screw it back, and I never had that problem again. So I think you just have to be sure to tighten it as much as possible without messing up your needles. And other than that, these needles, I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, not 10 out of 10 just because of that join, but 9 out of 10 for functionality, the weight of it. It is so very nice. So yeah, oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long, but I don't know how long because I can't keep track of how many times I stopped the camera. But that is all for my first podcast. I am so excited to look through and edit this and see how much I rambled. There will be cuts in this video. I do not see how you guys can sit through, like the people who podcast. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm kicking my camera. I don't see how you guys can just like sit through and just like talk the entire time. No cuts, no anything. I mean, I feel like most people cut, but yeah, I just, I can't. Anyway, I do want to suggest some podcasters that I do watch. I get a lot of questions of who I watch because I always like rave about knitting podcasts and stuff, and people are like, who do you watch? Who do you watch? Especially like in my streams and stuff. So first person I want to recommend for you guys to watch is Alexandra's Garn, my very, very good friend. She just started her YouTube channel recently, and she already has so many videos, beautiful vlogs, beautiful podcasts, and it's just awesome hearing someone speak who you are close with. I guess for me, like, it's nice just hearing her talk about her things and like all of the things that we talk about with each other. I'm like, oh my gosh, she told me about that, or oh my gosh, she told me about that. It's cool. And also she lives in Sweden and also spoke Swedish in one of her videos because she couldn't be arsed to speak English for a second. So I think that's cool. Anyway, the second person that I have been binge watching, well, I can't binge watch anymore because I caught up, is Rebecca. I love her podcast. Like, I was literally watching her yesterday, her recent one. I was just like, more. Why did I watch everything in one day? But I think that's with everyone who, like, you love watching, you know? So, 1, Alexandra's Garn. 2, Crayabea. She's Scottish from Edinburgh, I believe. And also, number 3 is Jonathan's Days. I have been binge watching his videos. I haven't caught up yet. The garage door is going up, but I'm gonna keep talking. I haven't caught up to all of his videos yet. I think I have like 2 more. I'm on one of them, and then I have like 2 more after that, and then I'll be fully caught up. But I freaking love his podcast, and he's Irish. He lives in London, and I just think it's so cool. I think it's so cool watching people who are from different countries and seeing the brands that they like get their yarns from, the needles that they use, the projects that they do, because I'm getting introduced to so many things that I'm just like, oh my gosh, so many yarn brands, so many designers and everything. Anyway, I need to stop talking or I'm going to keep rambling, but those are the 3 podcasts that I recommend you guys go watch. Like, I just love watching them. I feel like I'm so close to them. And like, but I mean, I'm only close to Alexandra because like, we've known each other for a while now. But watching other people's podcasts, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel so close to you. Do you guys feel that way? I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for clicking on my first podcast. I do have knitting vlogs where I go more in depth on the projects that I am working on, and like you see the process of me knitting them instead of just the whips or the finished projects. And I do like doing that style of video as well. So in between my podcasts, you guys will see me doing vlogs and other videos. Also, I think I'll do my podcast like every 2 to 3 weeks. I think that is a good enough time to get a lot of stuff done. I do not want to buy any more yarn for myself for like basically the rest of the year. I have enough yarn in my stash, like mohair, pairs, and everything, where I can literally knit mini sweaters every month for the rest of the year and still have yarn left over. Yeah, that's crazy. So I think this is the last and first podcast where you'll see a lot of yarn acquisitions. I think it'll be more showing you the yarns that I'm going to use for projects that I want to do in the future and less like acquisitions. I think the next acquisition will be, the acquisitions that you will see me get will be yarns that I have already ordered and are just coming in. I think I have like 2 things. So one from Red Door Fiber Studios, which that won't be coming for a while. And then the Knitting for Olive Mohair, that should be coming in sometime, I don't know. And what else? Yeah, also let me know which project I should do next month. Should I do the first sweater? Should I do the terrazzo sweater? Or should I do the April cardigan? I'm excited to do all 3, so whatever you guys suggest more, I will definitely look through the pattern and see if that'll be the next thing that I do after my caramel sweater. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. And if you're only here for the podcast, I'll see you in my next podcast in like 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, bye.